they do. The time you win every time. I think that's a good saying.
But they do have the man advantage. It's only one player. But once again, Russia doesn't have a full team. I wonder if maybe the player just can't play. Probably I doubt someone's had a connection issue every time, although it is PUBG.
Yeah, I'm just sitting and looking up towards El Pozo, and they were actually fighting in El Pozo in the last game as well. There they ended up coming out on top. But I mean, to be fair, they might as well be able to do it here too. I don't see that many Russian players up towards El Pozo, but then again, there's a billion names on top of each other. But it does seem to me like the majority of the Russian forces. Oh my lord, that's a circle. Is up.
That's a very Hungarian favored one as well.
Up towards St. Martin. Yeah, I was just going to say, if the game wants them to win, then this is obviously, I think, the best way of expressing that.
I think
he just got eyes on it, but now he doesn't know where he is. Did Box see him? No, he's running around with his back turned. He has no idea. It was just coincidence that he didn't continue running, I guess. Oh, eyes on it now. Yeah, no, that should be pretty straightforward as I say that. Faultlessly.
3 HP.
Yeah, I think that was all he needed. Because he got a booster attack. Yeah. That's pretty fortunate.
The Ironside AK as well just slaps him down. I wonder if maybe Box didn't have a helmet, then that helps him out. But that was a pretty nice shot from Faultlessly to take him down. But Fodo is there to save his teammate. Can he get the refrag? Or at least the res? Well, that could be a good nade there. I think he saw Fodo run to the right as well. So the nade comes in, but not quite going to reach. Still a straight 1v1. Ribbons and Dunker there to help out. But Faultlessly's go for it. Can he get the kill? If Fodo doesn't get with the res in time, it's a free peek. He's going to get them both.
Wow, he even got tagged up and he gets the double flush in the other side. That's Boxpop and Foda gone down. We talked last game about important players dying early. Those, if not aces taken, those two have got to have been over the games that we've seen today, the most impactful players on the Hungarian team. And oof, that's unfortunate.
And I think at least if we look at playing in a more traditional setting like squads, Foda is probably the most successful Hungarian player. And the fact that he's gone down early, the fact that also one of the players that's been so successful in this format has gone down so early, is going to be a real hamper on Hungary's performance in this game. But they still have the one-man advantage. They still have control of the circle.
The circle, yeah, exactly.
And it looks like Russia's sort of split up into these groups that Hungary can punish.
Well, let's see if the circle is going to give them the win. They do have the numbers. You see players running positions, but it hasn't really happened.
Yeah, I want to see Hungary punish these individual groups. There's these little like pockets of Russian, like the forward advance, right? That have moved into the circle early before the main group have arrived. And I want to see Hungary punish them. But for now, those little groups actually seem to be sort of rolling over. Hungary's let them sort of converge to the east of Chumasera. And yes, they have control of the high ground, but they're starting to lose players, starting to have people get picked off one by one.
Again, this is that scenario where Hungary has to... That's not optimal. This is that scenario where Hungary... he ran himself over power. That's not good. It's one of those scenarios where Hungary has to realize right now is when they have to strike. They have half of the team caught on the other side of the map, or at least trying to rotate on the other side of the map. You got to play aggressive. If you can make your fight a 28 versus half the Russian team, that's going to be your best chance to beat Russia.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the kill feed, and I mean they're trying. There are gunfights happening, but every time it's just Russia just seems to be knocking them. Like they turn up, try to take the gunfight, and Russia just knock them all. So I do think that they recognize that that's a strategy they need to do. It just doesn't seem to be working. And like once again, I mean, yes, Bulls is getting a couple of knocks here. Nick should be able to get one. He doesn't quite get Sibaraka down, but yes, the gunfights are coming out. But Russia just seem to be so much better in the actual gunfights. Yes, Hungary have the strategy, but they're just not winning their 1v1s, and that's fundamentally that is the most important thing in this game.
Yeah, you can have all the ideas in the world, but if you can't put them down from paper to actually put to use, then it ain't gonna get you very far. That's how we become a caster or an analyst.
Yeah,
if you're good at talking, that really was, because they've never seen me try.
I have one claim to fame, and that's that from 63 players. No, it was 61 players alive. I came second in a match once.
I think I've done that in a public game too.
No, but it was in a tournament. Yeah, and that game, we were 17th on the leaderboard. Top 16 stays in the league. We came 16th by 1 point. Because the
fact that you were 17th that's my claim to begin with, that's
32 teams.
A non-braggable An unbraggable situation.
We could have been 18.
Right there.
We could have been 18.
The paint, Danny. Nope. Why do people still have every freaking utility on one keybind where they have to toggle in between them? I don't get it. Just spread them out. Smokes on T. Nate, the day for both these teams' last game of the tournament for the Hungarian team. The circle is moving, and to be fair, it's not looking good for Russia if we look at the circle in particular. They need to move, and they need to move quite far. I'm not seeing any of them getting down towards the vehicles. But then again, I mean, last time we checked, Russia doesn't really care too much about circles.
Yeah, I think they've sort of pretending that the circles don't exist, and as far as they're concerned, if they think they don't exist, they don't. So they're just taking these gunfights, making sure they have the man advantage, and the more players they can get down early, the harder it becomes for Hungary, because I think realistically Hungary needs to get to the late game with a lot of players and then get that favourable shift, which will turn it from a pretty even game into their favour. But right now Hungary's just getting picked apart. I haven't seen a gunfight in ages where Hungarian players come out on top. Yes, they're getting the occasional knock, but those knocks are very rarely transitioning into actual kills.
Yeah. Run, Hellcat, run!
But he's absolutely no support around. He's completely on his own right now. And as soon as someone decides they've had enough of him, terrorizing their backline, as soon as someone pulls up and shoots him, I think he's not long for the world.
Trying to make a run for it, get to safety. 4-man vehicles again. That could be the potential downfall for Russia, but look at how easy of a transition they have into the circle, despite being, I guess you can say, supposed to be the ones in the wrong place or bad place.
And there was a pretty significant group of Hungarians on this hill, but there's emphasis on the word was. They've all gone. Pokemon Toy just walked up the hill and killed them all. So Hungary's sort of, yes, they took the high ground. We spoke about how these hills were really important for them, but Russia just don't care. They just walk up, just shoot them off. Simple as that right now. And yes, it's only a 3-man advantage, but realistically, it feels so one-sided.
It does seem that way. 24-21 again. Theoretically, Hungary has a bigger chunk of the circle, but it has not kept Russia away from taking the first 2 games. Bashkek finds one more knock. That's going to extend that lead even further. Hellcat is already down, not seeing him getting back on his feet. And it's looking like a 3-0, but I want to hope that somewhere Hungary can do something to stand strong against the Russian team. I'm just not seeing it happen right now.
Yeah, they've got to find a way to start getting those smaller gunfights go their way. Russia's still split up into these smaller groups, and we get these knocks from Hungarians. They're just not converting them into kills. They need to find like a pocket of maybe 5 or 6 Russian players that they can overwhelm and push that man advantage back in their favour. But I've said it 2 maps in a row now. I'm going to say it again. It's a red, white, and blue kill feed.
It really is. Has been turning around and running away at the side of a Russian player.
Yeah, there's one thing you really can't do, right? You really can't back off from a fight. You have to just take it and win it. Like, winning your ones is like, winning your 1v1s is the most important feature. But if you don't take 1v1s, if you turn around and just get shot in the back, then there's absolutely no opportunity to take that trade. It sometimes feels like people are afraid of dying in shooter games. Afraid of taking one for the team, I think you can put it. And there's a lot of Hungarian players that are right now running away from gunfights that they probably should take.
Yeah, I mean, look at how much Russia just comes and takes what they want. Thank you for shooting back. That's a little side flank, but what can 3 people really do in trying to hold off a push from Russia? According to the kill feed, clearly not so much. New circle. It's gonna send up, and once more, it's gonna give more space to Russia than what you thought they were going to have initially.
And you just go back to phase 1 and how it looked like Hungary could lock Russia out of the circle. And if you go from that and then to this circle, about how sort of night and day it is, but how easily Russia just sort of walked in. There wasn't even any macro play. There wasn't any outmaneuvering that happened. They literally just shift W'd their way into the middle of the map. I think most of them didn't even have vehicles. They just sort of walked in. That was literally the game plan, was just press W.
And it's been working out. The question is whether it will work out just for today or if it's going to work out the entire tournament. Test does manage to get back out. That nade should explode. Indeed it does. And, well, while I want to say the Hungarians managed to extend the fights a little bit here, it's still not really, at least what it seems to right now, preventing what probably will be the inevitable downfall for Hungary.
This is just a perfect analogy of exactly what we see. This compound was a Hungarian stronghold, and Testers literally just walked in, vaulted in a window, and got 2 kills. There was nothing like strategic about what Test did. There was nothing sneaky. He literally just walked in. And it just seems somehow the Russia just get these, not necessarily the timings, but they just walk in and just win every 1v1 they have. And
exactly.
it went from a game that was 22-22 at one point. It's now 22-8.
Russia was barely inside the circle. Mm. Russia was barely in. And right now it has Russia written all over it. That's just, a dispersed Hungarian team that doesn't really know what to do anymore. As you said, they were even in numbers and they've gotten 1 kill. While Russia has found something along the lines of 16.
I'm just looking at this and thinking, is there any team in Nations Royale that can counter this? Maybe Turkey?
I feel like there are some. There are some that can maybe not counter, but at least go somewhat toe-to-toe with them. It could still very easily be a Russian win of the tournament, but I'm not going to go out and say that it's a free win. Again, circles can be massive factors, and circles against a better team than what Hungary is. I think they'll get punished more.
Yeah, I do feel like the strategy would change slightly, right? If you were against a team where you felt like gunplay was fairly equal, you'd be playing for the circles more. But right now, it felt like Russia knew how much better